A huge shout out to the Overthinkers. An overthinker, he watches the show. To the Overthinkers, shout out for Pitso. Thank you, Overthinker.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
The Overthinkers, Tando Pela, much love.
To my overthinkers, mamelo kuxoxa ngeke kuphume biyakhula nizinja nikhokho yazini as overthinking siya overachieve.
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one. I've stolen it.
Are Coach Shorty, as overthinking, say our overachiever. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mokwena. I am your host, and this is the show where we love all things South African football, and then every now and then we'll venture into Europe. Every now and then, but it's not a lot because we love our football, guys. The show is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. Unless Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, Bafana, Banyana. If those teams are playing and are live, we will also be live. And this is a very interactive show. So on the watch-alongs, people can jump in and speak to me about what they're seeing. But then on the normal show, like today, I want to hear from you guys. And I want to hear what you guys are saying about whatever it is that we're going to be talking about. And you do that by going to TikTok. For those watching on YouTube, you go into TikTok, you follow my account, you join me while I'm live right now. Bottom of your screen, there's a button that says multi-guest. You click it, I let you in, and we can have a conversation. You can join one of the 4 panels that are going to be on tonight. So the panel is 5 callers that get to jump in, and you get 25 minutes. Each person gets 5 minutes where, man, you lay down your point, I ask you a question or 2, and then we move on just like that. We're going to have 4 of those panels tonight, because tonight we're speaking about some games that happened last night. Last night we had 2 games of the guys that I've mentioned. The Kaizer Chiefs played versus Stellenbosch, and then Cape Town City played versus Orlando Pirates. Cape Town City getting a 1-0 win versus Orlando Pirates. And then, of course, Kaizer Chiefs beat Stellenbosch FC 2-1 to get some valuable points, some very valuable points for Coach Nabi. So where we're going to start is we're going to start with Orlando Pirates. We're going to speak about Orlando Pirates and how they fared in their game versus Cape Town City. A game where there were 7 shots from Cape Town City, 4 on target. There were 14 shots from Orlando Pirates, only 4 on target as well. They had 51% of the possession versus Cape Town City's 41%. That 41% had 322 completed passes, whereas the Pirates completed 450. But here's the interesting part, guys. Here's the interesting part. The interesting part is that Orlando Pirates, though having a lot of dominance in the game, having a lot of possession, looking a lot more dangerous, only 1 big chance was created by Pirates, and that chance was then almost converted. Then, of course, Cape Town City also only created 1 big chance as well, scoring their 1. Pirates, of course, then went on to get a penalty, which they missed. Tito missing a penalty there in that game. So we're going to start there. Then we're going to get into Kaizer Chiefs. So the first 2 panels are going to be all about Orlando Pirates, and we're going to speak about how Orlando Pirates fared, how you guys feel about the performance, how you guys feel about, what the team has done. Murshin Etrigal, returning coach, the returning TD, who's now acting coach of Cape Town City, has managed to beat both Soweto Giants in 3 days. So I'm going to ask for Pirates people to please request so that I can let you in and we can have a conversation about whatever we are seeing over here. PK says a penalty that was not a penalty. PK, I don't know. PK. Angaz the PK, whether things are penalties or not. All I know is that the penalty was given, and Utito man put it wide. What is interesting about this game, as I'm bringing other people in here, what's interesting about this game is, again, that Pirates had a lot of the possession, and I got into trouble. Hey guys, I always get into trouble with my reviews. I got into trouble in my match review, the last game out versus Taribijan, where I said that yes, the Pirates is going to struggle versus teams that are structured at the back, teams that are not going to be jumping in. They don't create as many clear-cut chances as maybe they should. Abomfuke and Abonkota go missing at times. And where Pirates early in the season was very strong in those games they weren't supposed to, games where they were meant to win, they'd win, games that they weren't supposed to win, they'd make a draw, take a draw to a win. they've lost a little bit of that power because there hasn't been a Mbata shot to bail them out or things like that. So all I know is that Pirates has lost 1-0 versus Cape Town City. Let me bring in Uchero. Uchero, welcome to the show. How are you?
What's it?
Uchero, tell me about this game. Orlando Pirates versus Cape Town City. How did you feel about it?
First and foremost, I'm happy as a Sundowns fan. Very happy. I'm smiling. Listen, I've got. I remember. I think it was 3 weeks ago. I told you about Pirates and Stellenbosch.
Yeah.
I said Pirates because they tend to play with one team in Africa and in the league. They're gonna run out of legs.
Okay.
I said to you, Stellenbosch might finish outside top 8 or just 8 or 7 because they don't rotate the team. So you're starting to see those signs on both those teams. Paris doesn't. You need to have at least 18 players.
Okay.
That you can change when you're playing away or playing at home. Because the main playmaker with Pirates, the way I see it, those guys when they go missing, now Pirates gets predictable. Because can minus players and let's create spaces for Abang.
Yeah.
So once he fails to do that, now it becomes a problem. Ujamini can pick a pass. He was missing yesterday. Umbata can score from outside the 18 area. Bezama is all but 2 kids, was having a good game. So I think now we are starting to see those signs. Plus, Pirates is not a consistent team. If you look at their previous 2 seasons, or they have a lot of draws. They have improved this season. They started well, but they are not a consistent team. Now, worst part, we're gonna introduce Africa to them, and they secretly looking to win this thing.
Yeah.
One is gonna suffer. It's either we're gonna suffer at home or we're gonna suffer continental. Yeah.
But I wanna ask you 2 things. Number one, what does Pirates have to fix there in their team in order for them to maybe continue going? Do you see this maybe starting other losses rolling on? And then number 2, Cape Town City, what is Machine doing there?
Okay, for me now, Pirates they have to.
And that background TV, Kopa we mute or something, eh? I think it's coming through.
We cricket.
Oh, we cricket, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll kill the volume. For me now, I would say they need to refresh the team. You see, now they're playing on Saturday. For me now, it's not a do or die game. They need to rest at least 4 to 5 players.
Yeah.
Because now after this, the Sundowns coming. I think the game against Sundowns is coming up in the next 2 weeks. The league game. I'm not too sure of the dates, but I know it's in January. So now we don't want to be in a situation whereby you play your first team now, and then when it comes to Sundowns in a week's time, you play your first team again. You might lose that game, and then it's gonna be a big problem. That's my only concern. Pirates is playing well. Let's be fair. They are playing well. They're sharp, but now the fatigue, I think, is killing them. What was your second question again?
Second question was about Cape Town City. What is Muhsin Ethical getting right there? Go Cape Town City.
Old school, Muhsin. Pack the pass. They have 3 speedy players up there. Simple and straightforward. They're gonna catch you because the Pirates, Yes, so once you do that, it's simple. I can organize that game plan for you sitting at home. I know Hoto's coming, I know Van is coming. So the Fagu Road Tingala, who's the other guy on the left hand side? I'm forgetting, but I know.
Let me find it. No, go on.
Yeah, our roads is gonna be on your left, on the speed. And right is the other guy who scored against Chiefs, I think.
Darwin.
Darwin. So
Gonzalez.
you are going to create one or two chances doing that. As long as when you are compact, you are going to create a chance. That is a given. So once you take those chances and you don't concede, it's a win. So he played one game plan on both of those games, and they paid out.
Okay. Jero, let me bring in Tembinkosi. Tembinkosi, welcome to the show. How are you, my brother?
Thanks to you and the guys over there.
Tembinkosi, tell me about this game. 1-0, Orlando Pirates loses to Cape Town City. What did you see?
Mr. Mokwena, like my brother has said, a pirate it's not consistent. It's playing good football, but consistency, no. Yabashaya. And manje uzothola ukuthi izoyenza njenga pirate like each and every season. Iyaqala ishise the last minute. That's where it drop my points. That's where Ishayo. That's where they lose ngabo 1-0. It draws. Then comes Sundowns. Sundowns gonna take the league from them. Pela.
Mara, aren't we being a little bit harsh? I mean, this loss, maybe he lost number 3, maybe the entire season, including prelims for our Champions League, man. Won't this happen every now and then?
Let's look at another factor, Mr. Mokwena. Those guys, like the officials, Mangabuga that penalty also again. Mangabuga, Paris games from last season, Ugotiba dominated through officials. Okay. I'm sorry to say this part is
Ungangfagi, please, allegedly. Ungangfagi,
I'm not putting you through, Mr. Mokwena, but omunya nomunya ngangifakazela besides you. Masingabuka nje, even at that penalty. It dominates ngalokho. It's not consistent, even at the back. At the back, iwes iphetha abo sibisi. Yabona attacking wise, they are consistent. But the overall team, it's a no for me. Izoshama team amancane.
Manje bayenze ngichintsha leyo nto because I don't think Pirates played badly izolo. Mara, maybe we're starting to see the shades of last season where even they lose money game out of the blue ngazi ukuthi bashaywe njani. If you think about Cape Town Spurs, for example, how do they fix this thing?
Like for me, the only thing they must fix, I think it's at the back. You must introduce abo species, man. Like if I do when they attack yonke.
Yeah.
If unugia pambil, then that's where I move agia leg. That's where bangena cool. And then the other team must cala attacker. Then seba bonke seba funu tons ababuyele move. Then that's where they make mistakes.
So could you say they were missing Umakaula in the game? How much does that player missing? How did this affect this game?
Bangabuka lapha emuva abo species. Mangaka magame our so far like ama goal angena through him mangabuka last season.
Yeah.
Yabo.
Okay.
So it's shaking at the back.
Okay. For time's sake, let me bring you to Terence. Terence, welcome to the show. How are you?
The brother.
How are you, Terana?
Umfano laka mo Pretoria ka mo. Terence,
man. Cape Town City 1-0 Pirates.
Let me tell you something about football on the day.
Yeah.
The last night's game, Cape Town City versus Orlando Pirates. On the day, Mushin Etogral, the technical team, they did the right thing. They analyzed Pirates to the core. You understand? Let them keep the ball. They look dangerous coming forward. But if you look at the shots on target that are threatening, not that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I understand, not
Yeah.
that much. Machine analyzed Pirate to the core. Okay, Hoto overlapper looks dangerous, but not dangerous. Rotaba bolo elamo Hoto atwa muti. I understand. Just
Yeah.
play the ball. Just play the ball where Hoto comes from. I understand. Because of it's -1. I understand the Caribbean. Sharp, no problem. They look good at taking Pirate because of they are Badala a pacey football. I understand. 1-2-1-2 touch card winger. Here they come. I understand. Machine old style football compressed. They can play without the ball. They can play without the ball. No problem. Let them keep the ball. We can play without it. One mistake, Braga, one goal. One mistake, one goal. I was asking my friend this thing, what is Ndlondo, Monapule Saleng, Zakelele Pasa, are they still Orlando Pirates players? Nah. It's what I've asked. What Ejo? Can't they, what's the problem? Ndlondo, is he still around? At such games, you need somebody. Wawana, football, it's a collective sport. You give, you receive. You give, you receive. You give, you receive. On the day, Patrick Tito Maswangan was supposed to be the anchor of the team, my brother. You understand? Hadlala polo. Mufukeng must peel off the player and the defender. So I understand. I would let space, my brother. You understand? I'm a breathing space. You understand? Hatswere polo. It's -2 or 3 players. Papa Yankuma Kotito. Hanta polo it leaves Mufukeng space. And that way, the 1v1 not dangerous. You go look over. I understand. But on the day, Patrick Tito Maswangan, when Pirate needs him the most, he's not there.
Are we expecting too much from Tito? Asadali, I will benching.
I'll go with something, bro. How you go benching? You are a player. You must analyze. How you go benching?
Yeah.
You must be dangerous. Because of you see all the loopholes. Number 16, number 10, we are so okay. So you analyze the game from the bench. Oh, you're not on holiday there, my brother. You are working. Football, now that thing pays your bills. So when you are on the bench, you're supposed to analyze the game, see the loopholes of the other team. You understand? So, my brother, all benching. Okay, right, sharp, fair enough. I've once told you before, Pirate is the best starting 11. One team, they're starting 11. But looking at the bench, I'm not depth. And then a league, it's a 30. It's only a cup game where you play 4 games, Baba. You can play Nedbank Cup, we create Vela teams, 1 PSL team, then you won the cup. I understand. We analyze you day in, day out. We know how you're going to play. I understand. It's not like a cup game where you Telkom knockout. You play 4 games, then it's over. No, it's not like that.
Okay.
It's not like that. No, I'm not saying what Pirate yesterday. I'm a Sundowns fan, but they played good football yesterday. I understand. But it's so many times a team looks beautiful playing, but where it hurts the most, they are not there. My brother.
So tell me, Terence, is it maybe that we are looking at Mfukeng, Libo Tito, but maybe in actual fact, Boma Khopa, Libo Makaula are very, very important to that Paris team and they don't realize it?
Yes, my brother, on the day they are, every player, it's 11v11 at the end of the day. Every player is important in the team. When the coach selects starting 11, or trust them. I understand that, my brother. Yeah, which means the coach saw something in training and are you coachable now? Can you take instructions from the coach? But there are some soccer players, they're not coachable. Don't forget that. They know how to play football, but they're not coachable.
Okay.
I understand that, bro. They cannot adapt to the tactics that coach are on the day. I understand that, bro. To start with, my Kupa Kanadala, Baraka supplies Tasligai. So Tasligai supply. I understand. And then my Kupa at the end of the day needs to peel off the defenders. We need that $1 million pass to peel off the defenders. Or Ushute agree rebound at Kobel. On the day. Are you playing according to Makupa's strength now? That's another thing. Wangubiza, bro.
Well, for
That's
time,
another thing. But
yeah.
but at the end of the day, tactically, Mushin came up on tops.
Okay, for time, I'm gonna have to jump in and allow Mr. T in. Thank you, Terence, so much. Just time, because everybody has 5 minutes. Remember how it goes. Let me go to Mr. T. Mr. T, welcome to the show. How are you? Mr. T?
Hey madoda kunjani?
Man ngimnandi man Mr. T, man ngimnandi. Angikuzwa kahle Brian. Ngitshele ke game 1-0 Cape Town City Pirates. Uyibona njani?
Aish abana la uthami kuya ngami. I think icoach Samuel lahlile kancane yabo. Because for me I think iPirates in the promo ukuthi that final link ilaba ilahla khona. I mean lo muntu into ecaleni upaka ibhasi, umushini upaka ibhasi emuva.
Yeah.
Kushuthi man abana leyo direction ukuthi okay if kuso asenze so because mina ngami they supposed to play like ibhola baya amathashi ayazizwa ukuthi athennisele defend ibheka ama goalkeeper. I mean the one thing ngasho ngakhona you play according his strength. Umabasa he's good emoyeni and menzela ibhola libe simple that you know that golden pass ukuthi ibe simple. So it's like sesirela ku mokwena no abani mufuke lentwana le.
Mfuke nonkot.
No hodo.
Oh no hodo.
Hey, Unkot. And I think Unkot is a good player, mara for that game, man, I don't think he was supposed to, or he was coming. Finally, I'm keep because Kunala finally, I had a quick pass to strike, but he decided to cut in. And I'm peg and general out to be make Mufukeng in Captain now will Cape Town City. That man who should be at Mufukeng experience, which as long as push it's not gonna be easy. So sometimes I think it's strategy to sometimes not to covered. For me, I beg line be sharp, it can be sharp. But my problem it was that final link yoguti must figure pale. Cause kuna Tito instead to keep people ufunubula la two and we figure in between umabasa. Umabasa is not good to being in tribula. Make it easier, good just punch in. You understand? So the Paris is not bad. Yeah, yes, I agree somehow. Yeah, things would be inconsistent because if he came me so like the let them play sepagi pass abanani option. They use the same option. I mean, there's 4 or 5 defenders. You want to go ama short passes and ama short passes are pass in between umuntu maki. Understand? I don't understand why banga stretchy like by stretchy my side in abunkote. Nkote makatholi pass same time square pass. Anything can happen there. If you head, you can drop in the middle. Anyone is there. I mean, they can shoot. That would mean they can shoot. You understand? But instead, that would mean they want to shoot in front of 5 defenders. You understand? Pirates is not bad, but for me, but somehow final link, I think is the one that is leading them. Which they were supposed to.
So then, Nkalubuza.
Yona is not bad. Which in G man, like Umhopa genile, but he didn't win.
I think we have a delay there. Mr. T.
Hola.
No, ukubuza ukuthi akuthile indaba yokuthi umfukeng nimfuna ukumdlalisa ku10 nithatha uTito nimdlalise ku8 nikhipha abomahopa nifaka abomabasa anisitshintshanga ischeme senu. Isn't that the problem with Pirates right now maybe? Especially for Hewitt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, that's the thing because now Mabasa I got told you supply enough. I want if I was saying to you Mabasa they supply him enough no let it down. That's why Insam said even no Mahopa Magangena he didn't show. I think it's only one person and I shy beside him because there was no supply for him. And then talk chinchama pussy and I don't forget no maswanga no fucking. That's the direct and for me now I think we are overworking uhoto. I mean, lentwane buyile gamini le edlala move oba lo mfishane lo.
Umako.
Ubani mfana lo. Umako. I mean, labantu lentwane lezi 2 says I exactly gijima. Beka umako la. I mean, ufake uhoto la dlala khona. You understand? So at least even if what cause they know what to turn to kupa, but at least Umag is always there to cover. I was busy, but
For time's sake, Mr. T. For time's sake, Mr. T, I think it's starting. Let me bring in Coach Picasso. Coach Picasso, welcome to the show. How are you?
My brother, Ukraine.
Hey, ngimnandi mina. 3 points sami ingenile ngiyasmile. It's okay, sizakhuluma ngale yami. Coach Picasso, uyibone njani le game ye Cape Town City ne Pirates? Guys, for those who don't know, this is a real life coach. We're coach njengamanje. So don't think Kuti we're just letting anybody and calling them coach nje.
No, I mean, I think I will, Amachita have made some very valid points. But I'd like to look at it on a tactical aspect. In terms of the structure, say Cape Town City, when the game started, it was a 4-3-3, ne? Like the way they said, they were pressing Pirates in a 4, a 3, and a 3. So now, and Pirates in the first half, that's why you could see Abu KB, Abu Lamin, Bashama Pale. They had a lot of shots, like in terms of on that D line outside the box. They had opportunities there. So now, with that approach, Mushin half time, okay, the 4-3-3, whether we are, because the 4-3-3 was from a high press mid to a mid press and then back to a low block. So the first 20 minutes they were forced to go back. But we were pushing them over, and they had no choice. Eventually they had to go back. So at half time, Mushin wabona okay, the 4-3-3 is let's go old school and see a flat 4-4-2. So now, with that approach, I think at halftime, Jose Rivero could have thought, there's no way a team, if I'm a Cape Town City in that space, won't see at halftime where they are lacking. Because I actually came my must clearly bench, and we've got analysts like Papizulu that are looking and not speaking. So at halftime, we share points. Okay, what did you guys see? Tinese benching, we speak as to what we saw, and then we combine that. And that's where their downfall was in the first half. So second half, they changed their off the ball structure to a 4-4-2. So now that made Uguti the pockets. Which shot did Pirates take outside of the box in the second half? And he was quite far. It's only one shot. So now they had Abotito couldn't find the pockets because now they're a bit more compact. You are not dealing with a flat 3, you are dealing with a flat 4. So now the pockets and the half spaces are neutralized. It's a bit harder to find them. So what I think, the Pirates could have done, Jose achela Majita have time gents, we're gonna go back the same way in case they haven't noticed. But in case they have noticed and they change their defensive structure, this is the approach we're gonna take. I explained the grand Majita. And the only way to break a flat 4-4-2 is to have more numbers in the middle. He's got weapons. In fact, Van Rooyen invest to a 6, can invest to a 8, can invest to even a 10. So I thought in the second half he could have allowed Van Rooyen, instead of him going down the line, whenever they have the ball, just to create that midfield box, air 2 in front of the 2 Cape Town City and the 2 in between our center backs, nama midfielder. I think that was the approach Pirates should have taken. But in terms of the that's the tactical part. But in terms of the entire game, I think Pirates were outstanding, my brother. I don't want to lie. I thought they were outstanding. It's just that they could have played that game for an extra 5 hours. They would have never scored. I don't think it was their day.
But coach, isn't this the problem with the Pirates? Well, at least last season. The problem with the Pirates was that they look great, they play the ball, but I mean, even if you look at the stats, the big chances were low. They look great, but they don't finish, number one. And then with Cape Town City, this is now the second game. Umushin is the second game. Last game, he didn't start with Abu Mukocho. He brought them in second half. This time he started with them, but he still had that hole. Is it something that maybe he must change, that hole in front of the defense, that he must change completely now and look at another thing? Go with the 4-4-2 from the get-go.
Uba Umushin.
Umushin.
Yeah, I think Umushin must just play because the profile in Motaung is strength that Mokocho and Petra's combination is very good. Yeah, but because I think they are a team that can play on the break. They've got faster attackers. Yeah, but I see why he wants to play a 4-3-3. Yeah, but against a team that is not better than you, you can play a 4-3-3. But if you are playing against a team that has better individual quality than you, now you need to also your thinking needs to be consecutive in terms of in case we lose the ball. Yeah, but against maybe Abu Makesi, Abu teams that they are on the same level as them, Abu Skukuni, they can go with the 4-3-3. I don't think it's going to be a problem. But against Sundowns and against Pirates and probably Stellenbosch, then they have to think, okay, we are going up against people that are better than us in terms of individual profiles, and as a team, they've got momentum and they've been winning games. So let's be consecutive in our thinking and in our approach, because different games require different strategies.
Now, Coach, for time's sake, I'm gonna have to let you go. But thank you so much, Coach. Please come back so that we can have. I know Ungale no Lindo, you have a lot of technical tests that side, but please also jump this side. Lindo's show, the TTP show, is going to be starting at 9:00 tonight. Thank you so much, Coach, for jumping in. I just wanted to say, guys, I just wanted to ask two things. Number one, Tata Scream, please. Can we get 50,000 likes tonight? Can we go up to 50,000 likes? And then can we also get some gifts coming in? For those who are not aware, the Nedbank Cup Draw is also happening right now. So what I'll do is I'll keep you updated. I've got one eye on the Nedbank Cup Draw and I've got one eye here. So far what we've seen is that Ipulukwane City will be playing the Bees. And then now, okay, there's Orlando Pirates. We'll be playing the Bees. Kukune will play Cape Town City. Then we have Chiefs playing free agents. If ever there was a message to Chiefs to sign people, this is the universe telling them. Chiefs versus free agents, Penny Home Defenders versus Hungry Lions, Makesi versus Supersport United, Sundowns versus Sibanye Golden Stars, Royal AM versus Milford FC, and then now they just announced that Richards Bay will be playing Orlando Pirates. That is going to be the game there for the team so far. So if you're following, we're following that side as well. Let me look at the panel and let people in as we go along. Takaba. Takaba, buyangizwa. Guys, can you still hear me there in the comments? Can you guys still hear me? I don't know what's happening then with the I think we're going through that same problem again. Okay, let me see who else is here, and maybe we can just try push it a little bit. Okay, while I wait for that, again, Polokwane City versus the Bees, Skukune United versus Cape Town City. Chiefs will be playing free agents. Penny Home Defenders will play Hungry Lions. Makesi will play Supersport United. Sundowns versus Sibanye Golden Stars. Hey, I guess that's mine upon mine. Then you have Royal AM versus Milford FC. And then Richards Bay is going to play Orlando Pirates. Belile mtakaba, uyangizwa? We started again. We started again. Hey guys, okay. Let me restart the live. That will be the best way to go. I'm gonna restart the live on TikTok, and then let's see what's gonna happen with the sound, because it's also not allowing me to bring people in, which is a very bad sign right now. So let's see. Okay, let me start the live over. I'm going to start the live over, guys. I'm going to start the live over. Please stay on. I'm coming back. On YouTube, apologies. It seems that our call-in feature, something is going wrong there. So I'm just going to start it over quickly so that we can just get the people back there on YouTube. Please feel free to subscribe. Feel free to watch the videos that are available there on my YouTube channel while I start this live over on the TikTok side. Okay, so I think I can just, while I'm doing this, we'll just carry on speaking about what is happening. So, look, Cape Town City played an okay game. Cape Town City still had the same errors that they came into the Chiefs game with. I think they're weak on the left-hand side defense, but then also they tend to not have a player who's available to come in and actually track that ball to the top of the box. So what was happening even in the Chiefs game was that there was a lot of space right in front of the defense, and especially on a counter where everybody has pressed back, when everybody has pinned themselves back on the line, there would be spaces at the top of the box, which Pirates, if they had taken advantage of those things, would have scored a couple of goals there. In the second half, I think Umushin did similar to what he did with Kaizer Chiefs. In the Kaizer Chiefs game, he went into the second half, and that's when he brought in guys like Amato, for example. He brought in guys like Amato and Umukocho late in that game in order to just control that midfield a little bit better. And he ended up doing okay with that versus Pirates. What's very interesting, though, is that Cape Town City was also very attacking in the way that they were going for this game. They actually went and pushed, and they were trying very hard to try get some goals there. They were actually going forward on the right-hand side of Pirates' defense, which is where Uhoto is. They were playing a lot of balls down to that space, trying to take advantage of the Pirates, one of Pirates' glaring weaknesses, which is their wing play. That Uhoto, that Abofan Royen tend to leave those positions where they are, and they go forward, opening spaces in behind. This is something that teams like Stellenbosch took advantage of in their game versus Orlando Pirates the last time out. That is what happened there. So very, very interesting how those games are going to play out. And we'll see what's going to happen while I, again, try to get people on, just to keep you updated again with what is happening in the Nedbank Cup, in that Nedbank Cup draw. Cape Town Spurs has just been drawn with Irvin FC. That is how it's looking on that side. And so far, we've got Polokwane City versus the Bees, Kukune versus Cape Town City, Chiefs versus Free Agents, Penium Defenders versus Hungry Lions, Magesi versus Supersport United, Sundowns versus Sibanye Golden Stars, Royal AM versus Milford, and then Richards Bay versus Orlando. Then you have Venda FC versus Cape Town Spurs. That is what has been thrown right now. Let's see if we are back online there on TikTok. I can't let it go today, guys. I can't let it go today. Swinile, Stabile. I can't let it go. Velile mtakama. Yagizo.
Ngiyathemba ngiyazwakala manje.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Awu siyabonga.
Velile, uyibona njani le game yenu versus the Cape Town City?
Ngasho nje ukuthi welcome to South Africa. Yes, South Africa, another politician who has become an administrative in a certain football club once said that South Africa is a movie.
Which football club, Velile? Which football club? Which football club?
Don't you know the aluminium of the FISMA sport? Who's an administrator now?
Yeah.
You know him, Mus.
I know him, but I'm forgetting which club is this club?
In Orlando Pirates.
Thank you. Oh, nothing me sign, man.
When he said South Africa is a movie, each and every day there's new episodes. So we've been witnessing new episodes on the previous panel here and the comments that our guys and our friends here and brothers and sisters are saying.
Oh.
Well, it seems, yes, because it seems like iPirates ki khomi yamshad basho njalo ngoswathi wayehapa umulato wayihlukela umulato. What it seems it seems like iPirates, there's only Pirates job to save this league.
Yeah.
And to prevent Sundowns. Hey, because I can hear everyone is angry. Some people they even forgot who they've won. But hey, busy.
Hey, that's super. What you Pirates? That's super.
It's difficult being a Pirates team, man. That's why I'm saying South Africa it's a movie. It's like people are not blaming government, but the opposition part that is not doing anything for us. But there's a certain government. So lalela babu man. You know what's nice about it? The people they've came in here and some of them now sometimes ubokhuza about unyaka mawusaqala babakhuluma manga. Must tell them is even before Easter, Good Friday kafika uJesu akakafa vuka. Amanga wame kancane nje isikhathi akahlala eceleni. Most of the team ku PSL they've played almost 10 to 11 games. Amanye adliwe almost 8 or 6 games.
Yeah.
But they're not talking about depth. So depth is only expected to Pirates, but it's lost only 2 games. It's South Africa. I know, man. No, but yeah, what can you say? Pirates has played Pirates and Sundowns. They've played most of the games.
Yeah.
Go PSL, including the CAF. And on PSL, they've lost. Sundowns have lost 1. Pirates has lost 2.
Okay.
And the good CAF, we know Pirates number 1 on their league. Sundowns is number 2 on their league. And to show sometimes things were so bad to according to the to see to check so sometimes it does look bad. But that's cool, less. So, but it's fine because we understand that okay, each and everything in most is expected from Orlando Pirates to do that.
Yeah.
So we will take that. Because if you look at yesterday's game, it's one of those games. There's nothing you can do. You play, you lose, you win or you draw. And whether we can talk about tactics, coaching, and Zayn whatsoever. It's one of those things because had Pirates scored 1 or 2 goals in the first half on those changes that they created, if it wasn't for Kate with that save, Gazamin, by pushed the ball to the pole, go upright. It was something else. Should have Utito scored that penalty, would have been leading. It was something else. Only up until it led to the guy whereby we consider goal, but that only with a deflection, because that ball could have gone anywhere, but it deflected, and then the goalkeeper already has taken a side. So, but there's nothing bad. We take the lose. We are still competing. We only lost 2. Number 1 is sharing a 3-point, and the good thing is we're still gonna play them.
Okay.
So at least we are there because and I can see everyone agrees with us. They even abandoned their team. They are talking about those 2 ones. Once Pirates is fumbling, it's fine. We will do job for you guys because you can see Velguti. Amathemba wenu wonke siwanabo kithi. So sizozama konke kusemandleni ukuthi sisilwele isizwe because siyabona kumele siyilwele inkululeko yala South Africa under the dictatorship of the Pretoria guys for the past 7 to 8 years and the dominance. So we've been like Moses or the likes of the MK Abokalushi Mashang to liberate the children of the Patriot Premiership. We will take the bet. We will do that, guys. It's fine. We accept we've disappointed you as the nation because we're supposed to be number 1 yesterday, but we couldn't. So uSamson usahlele esiqongeni nimthumela uDavid uzakuzama okuningi bafowethu.
Velile isikhathi
Ningaphatheki kabi. I know kumele silungise izwe liphatheke kabi ngoba lisithumile kodwa asifezanga lento kumele izwe lisithume yona. So iphala ke ijoko esilibeke emahlombe ethu bafowethu sizozama sisilwele izwe. Siyabonga.
Hayi mawe. Umuntu unisayina umcebo then all of a sudden ngikhipha bo Khalushi lana bayekeleni. let me go to Hansel.
And one last thing. Ngiyabona ukuthi abanye abafowethu labo agenda on a mission kulamalanga against the following. Nathi ke siyaku Club World Cup naku CAF it will be in a full force. Ningasquateli. Besimthanda kodwa kulungile.
Hansel, concierge, welcome to the show. How are you? Hey, Barra.
Ntate Mokwena go jwang?
Ai man, ke monate man, concierge Hansel, ke monate.
Ao le nna ke monate.
O reng ka game ena ya Pirates man?
Mr. Oti, this was just a moment of deja vu. They Stellenbosch us, they magazed us. Corey, it's the same thing repeating all over again. You know, we are playing against a team that in the middle of the park, you are superior, right? And they rely on counterattacks, right? So you still play the same way you play when you are playing against team or these teams. They are more of a ball playing team, right? It's the same thing that I know Coach Rivera once said he does not believe in squad rotation, right? Which I think is something that he will have to learn to adjust to this season because he is playing in a lot of competitions. You will see the need for squad rotation. Right? I don't really think all the guys they were that much tired because they were playing very quick, which means they had the energy. I can't say it was a matter of depth. I can only blame the players 90%, the coach 10%. In which sense? In the sense where the players were too casual. If you see the shots that Mufukeng and Bata took at some point, you would see this was a goal scoring opportunity, but they fumbled because they were too casual on the ball. And there was a time when Bata had a chance to shoot, but he pushed the ball. He delayed by 3 seconds, and a player came from behind and took the ball from him, which means when he received the ball, he did not scan. He was focused on taking a shot. He was too casual on that occasion also. And if you check, and also to quote Reverie, he once said he does not have a winger as he plays with 3 number 10s, right? I think in that match it was Tito, Dlamini and Mufukeng, because mostly Mufukeng drift insides and then Otto will be playing on the channels, right?
Yeah.
So which means he has 3 number 10s. But in that event, in that occasion, I think they were not used properly according to the way Cape Town City played after Boma 15 to 20 minutes, seeing where they are losing the ball in the middle of the park. They started defending a lot. They started playing a low block. So you saw, okay, this thing is not working. They were supposed to change tactics in the second half. And we also, I think also Pirates has lost that 85 to 90 mojo where you think or now when you think the game is over, Pirates is gonna come back and start scoring those late goals. I think they've lost that mojo also. The way I could also say the way Nkota plays is always overlapping. It does not underlap. I think it's something where the defenders have noticed, okay, because he's fast and he's young and he's strong, we'll just marshal him until he goes out with the ball. They no longer give him that space. Yeah. I think the ball...
Can I ask, though, just before you go far, I wanted to ask you about what you have spoken about with squad rotation. I mean, technically, Tito hadn't played many games. Mabasa has been brought into the team. Mahupa wasn't playing. You can speak about the midfield where we saw Dlamini and Mbata. Dlamini Mbata, le Tito. You can speak about maybe Marco coming in at some points for Abu Van Rijn. He has rotated Nyana, hasn't he?
He has. Hence, I said the guys were playing at a very high pace. They were not that tired. You can't blame the thing of saying we don't have depth or the players were tired from the previous game, right? Yeah. So basically, I think the problems in Pirates team is just few. They are too relaxed, and also the other problem that I had is the coach. The substitutes. There were no impact players there. There's no player that can come in and change the game. That's where you see the difference between when Pirates is playing a league game and when Pirates is playing a cup game. There is always those few elements of surprises. The likes of Mfukeng, they start on the bench because when they come, they're very energetic. They are impact players. Basically, I think it's about that. Even though Velile took my time, I think I should give the time to others because it's 14 minutes now.
Oh, I was going to give you the time, but it's okay. It's okay. If you want to give it up, let me bring in Agent. Agent, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Shalom, my brother. Shalom. Hey, shalom.
What's happening, Agent? What's happening? Happy team wasn't playing.
No, I didn't know Romania man. Romania so man, only came in too much nowadays. Niggas I to Romania man. Hi, this thing is nice, man. I didn't know you can have this kind of happiness just from Romania, Just from Romania. Man, You know what make this victory sweet,
Yeah.
Is that Chiefs won, So there's a collaboration, there's a union.
Oscar Kenya Kankan, Oscar Kenya Kankan.
We know who are more happier than us, It's Chiefs. But anyways, quickly on the game. First half, all I wanted to say is Paris players are football themselves. You see, those Paris players are football. I enjoyed watching them in the first half. They played well. The circulation of the ball. We saw the importance of Tito in terms of circulating the ball. The energy of Unkota. Obviously just needs to work on last minute decisions. But I love the energy of the ball. I was surprised actually about 2 substitutions. Dlamini out, I thought I would have taken him, but out, I thought Dlamini was the better of the 2. And then Van Rooyen, I don't know what he did to be taken out, because I think after going out, Cape Town City had 2 sides to attack to, because first half they were taking on the hotel side only, So I didn't know. I think coach got it wrong there. But on the Cape Town City side, very impressed with the central defense. Kize. Last time, remember, Omufukeng wiped the grass with Kize. Today, he was more disciplined. He didn't rush into tackles. He was just shielding him and forcing him to go out wide, And then this Befaseka reminds me of Highlands Park, Motaung Mvala, hard tacklers, And then you have Papakas Bongile there to sweep up for him. A true Rolls Royce, some team nearly destroyed him, but this is the Rolls Royce, he was just cleaning up, you guys made him to a test, so I don't
it was a
blame him.
test, it was pretty cool. Anyway.
So today I think he did well, Mocho also, I think he helped to balance the midfield, but I was more impressed with the defensive side, especially Paseka, Godino and Kize. Now that I'm done with analysis and I still have 1 minute 30 seconds, it's okay. It's okay. Now, you see, these old people should learn from us, young people, They should learn. Old people, it's okay to learn from young people,
Yeah.
When you told you guys you have experience, listen to us, Listen to us. It's okay, We told you guys the league is not won in 7 games, We told them, that no, guys, going invisible, it's not easy, this thing. It's not easy. They didn't want to listen, we told them, Chiefs fans told them that, this team, once it attacks you, once it looks for you, they will find you. They didn't listen. Hey, look at them. CAF experience. You played midweek, PSL now in the midweek. How do you switch now to CAF again? So we'll see, Shem. But I think it wasn't much of being tired. I think it was just a case of on the day, it wasn't meant to be. I think they played well.
Mara Agent, isn't that the fear that Pirates had a lot of on the days last season where they didn't play badly, they played well at times, but they just couldn't put the football away. They just couldn't put that goal away. Isn't there a fear that Pirates maybe should be looking out for? Because it's not a fatigue thing. I don't even think it's an Africa thing. It might just be a Pirates thing, them going back to their old ways, even though it's still early. I give them that. Shouldn't they worry about that?
No, they should. I think it was Jose himself who said, I don't know which game it was. So he said, if it was last season, we would have lost this game or drew it. Now we're back to last season, where some games you don't know, man. How did I lose? But to be fair also to Cape Town City, if you look at the stats, shots on target, both teams I think they're the same.
Four each.
Yeah, 4 each, right? And then you look at shots generally, so it wasn't that Cape Town City didn't deserve it, and I don't know if it was a penalty. I think it was controversial. I think Tito sold him. On the other side, looks like a penalty. On the other side, doesn't look like a penalty. But as someone said, I give benefit of the doubt if it's Amazulu, if it's cheaper, but if it's Pirates, buckle up. But all I wanted to say is, yes, I love Chiefs. My father was a Chiefs fan. There's nothing wrong with loving Chiefs. There's nothing wrong.
Karinako. When the GNU permits it, let me go to Sugar Spice. Sugar Spice in Tarasakai, how are you?
I'm Tanasekai. Hey, bajabulile wo agent.
Hey. Nedbank nalabona man.
But truly speaking, if you can look in terms of the performance of Pirates first half, it was really convincing. The only thing that happened, Bonagel, which we were playing against an experienced team that is being coached by experienced guy Mushine Chukad. Because Mushine Chukad, he knew what they need to change from khoza 4-3-3 to 4-4-2 second half. So I think that thing you change khoza formation worked for his side. But truly speaking, Pirates, they should have at least converted those two chances at first half, and including khoza penalty they told because if you can look in terms of penalties he told no goal, I think the difference in between, I think it's about less than 10 minutes. So I think their heads were a bit down, considering Uguti, they knew Uguti, Cape Town City, at that moment, they were not coming at Pirates. So they, I think Amachita were at least Amakanda. But it's one of those days, even if nobody was forgetting 10 minutes, I don't think we were going to get any goal. Even one, not even two.
Mina ngifuna ukubuza qala ngeCape Town City before suka khona. Cape Town City nabo bashaya Chiefs bashaya Pirates. Is it another case yokuthi it's a team that beats the bigger games? Ama game la amakhulu they win them, but then makumele bayodlala nabo amaZulu nabo Richards Bay they struggle. Do you foresee that for Cape Town City?
Yeah, asibuyeleni ukuthi Cape Town City, it was at number 13 when they played against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So you can even look at 6 points. Manje, I think they are in. I think baku top 8 if I'm not mistaken.
About top
9
8.
if not top 8. Yes. So yeah, uyabonisa iligi ukuthi 6 points can do wonders. Even the Chiefs, if Chiefs did manage to beat Cape Town City on the weekend, ngabe manje bahlele ku number 4. So nje into engayisho nje, I think timing, like we can say timing ye management ye khoza ye what's this ye Cape Town City, it was spot on to bring in experienced coaches going to ama khoza to Soweto Giants. I think in management yabo they were very, very spot on because they made it clear ukuthi khoza is there for interim, he will be a technical director, but they saw ukuthi okay, we need an experienced coach going to these games because the amount of check on games now, I'm a back to back. So I think they were very, very spot on. Bamrope in Lama games I two paid. And the experience I keep on again. Because now I check out Lama goes to against the Chiefs and Pirates. It was more of a transition. And the amount I check out Kuzaboche, who couldn't turn the way faggy, they can't to number 23.
Yeah. Roads.
Hey, Kualang Shele Konumako. I think Shelumako. Hey, no, I think Shelumako and has not.
Yeah.
But again, Batema Baba no Umako is Uya Feda Uglokoza, Ugu keep up on the pace, Lokus, but Pili Babuselu Hotope. But truly speaking, I'm still feeling and saying that Pirates need a proper number 10. You can't continue relying on it. You can't. And we can't expect Ulokuza, Ubando, Mfanado, Kota and Fukeng to carry the team. They are not bad players, but at this point in time, they are not at that level to carry the team of Pirates a stage or a magnitude. So in closing, we tried our level best. So it was one of those days that even if nobody wants to figure out how many minutes extra, then you can score. But
Mara, just I want to jump in on that one. Mara, isn't this a pattern? Because even though you 8-1 3-8, Mara, in terms of chance creation, the Pirates hasn't been that strong a chance creation in the past few weeks.
Yeah, like Nzoba, like I will be honest with you. If you are checker against some opposition, we ended up creating the very same chances as our opposition, even though and about to checker, ilaboma 8-3, but the other games we now 1-0. So that's why I'm saying we need a proper number 10. If bakhona abawulalele la, Pirates need a proper number 10. If you fail to get to Jadin, get to Apolis.
Okay. No, thank you, Sugar Spice. Let's close it off with Gustavo. Gustavo?
Shosho Otsifere.
Ngimnandi, Gustavo. You know ngimnandi, man. Ungibonile izolo.
Soft life. Soft life.
Uthi ke Pirates, man. Abo makhelwane, man. They were having a bit of a problem there. 1-0.
Kwashuma politicians so all we have a game
in the country.
Well, when we win, we'll be above Sundowns and we'll have more goals. Well, we scored 8-1. We won the league in 7 games, went invisible. Kushama politician, ayengana, abayizisana. As when we tell them, we've seen this movie before. As much as they had a great run of form in these first few games, we've seen this movie before whereby Pirates will have a game in hand. Sundowns will play an extra game. Pirates will have a game in hand. And they would say, not even the Pirates alone, the team following Sundowns in behind, whenever they have a game in hand, they would say the team has a game in hand. They will catch up to Sundowns. And guess what? Always happens. That team always fumbles. You know, that team always fumbles. So I'm not surprised they're in the position that they're even though they played well. They always play well. That's always been the case. They would play well, and at the end of the day, the better team will win.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen it numerous times. And against these teams from Cape Town, one of them always troubles them earlier on in the stages. We saw it with Stellenbosch. Now we're seeing it to Cape Town City. You know, these teams are the teams that always travel Orlando Pirates. They always drop points to these teams. You know, from here, they can even go back to back and have a loss back to back. So there are those things. The mental frustration will kick into them, and it's going to be tough from here onwards. You know,
what can they do? What can they do to try and fight that? What are some of the things that maybe Jose Rivero can implement to get away from it becoming a trend?
It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. What you can do is just stick to your lineup. Like, do what has been doing as usually. But the players, they must show the mentality that they've showed earlier on in the rounds. They mustn't drop their heads. We saw Tito dropping his head. You know, I think the players dealing with a lot. There's a lot on his shoulder. The pressure, you know, it's a lot for him. So, as a team, ababambane babe unity one. And that will get them over the edge, you know, that will get them challenging as close as possible. You know, to see it, one of their best players, I miss the penalty alala pants. In game, Pella, it's not like in game. It's not a penalty shootout, it's in game. To see that drop in confidence, it says a lot, you know. But we'll see the mentality of the player when they come back and how they do in their next game, because that will be very crucial, especially in the league, not including CAF. In the league, how they do in the league. You know, it's very crucial that they have a very, very strong mentality to say, even if you go a goal down, you can always come back. Have that confidence to say we are the best, we are the better team. You know, so it's gonna be that. And some players will need to be rested. This is football. Playing CAF, playing the league, playing most of the games locally. It's gonna be tough. Rest some of the players. As a coach, you'd have to make sacrifices. You know, I'm glad a player like Kulon Makaula was not there. Rest the player. It might give you more when he comes back. You know, might give you more when he comes back. You know, we saw him a drop in performance. You know, maybe he also needs some rest. Who knows? You know, but the more they continue in the CAF, we'll say this. We've seen it with our own team. The more they will keep on losing. The more you get to the stages of the league, The more you stop scoring, have high scoring matches, the more winning about 1-0, the more you grind for wins, the more you create chances but don't convert, the more the opposition gets that one chance and they convert it, and you will struggle the whole match to come back. We've seen this before. History always repeats itself. Look at the team in front of you, how they've been doing. Mamelodi Sundowns, we've been here before. It's not us saying or scrutinizing Pirates or gunning for Pirates alone. No, we've seen it from our own team. It's based on the experience of what we've seen before. You know,
Okay.
you look at that, and that's the blueprint. The moment you can recover from that, at the end of the day, 3 points is what matters. Yabo?
Okay, no, Gustavo, for time's sake, Zongena, where's the mnandi, the nice stuff, the things, you know, Shilo Yeah. Listen to Zaga Malume Kuto. We're getting into that one, guys. We're going to go straight into the next topic. The next topic is Kaizer Chiefs beating Stellenbosch 2-1. Now, Kaizer Chiefs 2-1 Stellenbosch. They had 5 shots in total, 2 on target. Stellenbosch had 3 on target, 11 shots in total. So 11 shots in total, 3 on target. 52% of the possession went to Stellenbosch, 48 went to Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs completed 365 passes versus Stellenbosch's 310. Here's the interesting part again. In terms of big chances created, Kaizer Chiefs created 2 and Stellenbosch created 1. Now, 2-1 means that there were 3 goals scored. In the 20th minute, Stellenbosch made us shake as Chiefs fans. Chiefs fans were shaking when Stellenbosch scored their first goal in the 20th minute, but Uduba replied in the 28th and the 57th minute for his double goals, for his double. So that is how Kaizer Chiefs played. We are moving into that game. So please, if you are requesting, know that you are requesting for Kaizer Chiefs for the praise. Thank you, Butlali. Hey, sometimes, guys, the English bundles finish, guys. Sometimes the English bundles finish, and you just have to make do. Tebza, welcome to the show. How are you?
I sharp would use it.
Aman kemanati Tebza. Tebza, 3 points, Tebza.
The most important thing when OT is fun.
Orenka, not 3 points. Orenka.
Arena choice is what the right avela OT when our Casabella love it. How? Oh, Nelly Sensia Rotave Munatava Mona, eh, Ogasi to Rotava Ninga Bobo.
Yeah.
But otherwise, kidding, Mara, starting lineup is still questionable. Otherwise, after already changes, it's already relaying first half. They started playing,
okay.
But then they lost it again when they went a goal up. I got struggle when team guy.
Yeah.
Because now they couldn't even combine 3 passes. Nepal. But then before the goals, I said it after time. Abaten say Bargama. I mean, about le Duba lebo vilakazi, but try to combine that go pili, holding baba close to each other. Just to be close to each other. I don't like them being too wide because now, especially vilakazi, will be too wide and isolated. So he doesn't get much chances to get into the box. If you can check his game. He doesn't get too much chances. Or should I say too much touches inside the box, always out wide. So he won't get those goals. That will be a confidence booster for him. So, but then I like the way now he plays. He's more of a forward thinker than an entertainer. I hope people are happy now because he's no longer doing those stuff. He's now a forward thinker. He makes those forward passes, forward runs, and all that. So they must just fix Kaizer Chiefs more like they cannot cope under pressure. When they are under pressure, ball. I don't know
but practice and they should practice that thing. They should be press resistant, especially in midfield. They should be press resistant. You must be able to protect the ball and do whatever you want to do. Make a decision that you want to do. That's being press resistant. That comes with playing for Kaizer Chiefs. You cannot play for Kaizer Chiefs whereas you become afraid whenever you are pressed. No,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be afraid. Eba pasa motho tshwantse kono bitsa bolo ntse ba magile ba rona le motho ka mo marawa re yes ke a itse ke itse pasa wena e tlise mo molotong. You understand? That's how I understand football. Or if you are going to play for a big team, you must be able to play under pressure. You must be press resistant, because how are we going to win games if we can't control the game when we are being pressed? So it means it's our weakness. If other teams were watching Kaizer Chiefs close, it means they must just put pressure on us and we will panic. Just like the first goal.
About that. Before we move on for the last minute, Cross, Dupree's taken off early. How did you feel about those subs? Cross particularly because Kibona alla moleko benching, man.
Yeah, because now I don't know if it was a tactical move from the coach, as he was explaining to him. Maybe he was explaining to him what a normal. It wasn't about the mistake and all that. I'm just making this substitution because I need to change some things in the field, because and I didn't see anything wrong. Yes, he made a mistake, fine. I didn't see him as someone no longer in that transfer substitute. No, but then with Dupree's, I very Dupree's, guys, we will create 10 chances for Dupree's. He'll not even take one. So he might as well sit on the bench and play Dubai as a 9. We must always play this way as a 9, because he came through as a 9. So let him develop there as a 9. Maybe he will save us from signing other strikers.
Okay. For time tips, let me bring in Stereophonic. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Mokwena. Man. Hey, you know what? I'm in a celebratory mood.
Yes.
Once
Always nice when 3 points comes in, man. Yeah, man. Kevin, January.
Yeah, when thanks to Betway and thanks to one delay Duba. Oh, happy days. Oh, happy days. Darwin Gonzalez, thank you very much. But as main focus is on Amakosa Mahle. But it was very worrying. Very worrying. I saw the lineup and I said to myself, here we go again. PTSD, happy. But I think we have to give a sort of credit to Nabi for seeing that potential disaster and making the changes that needed to be done. And then by the time it was 2-1, now we've let a foot off the accelerator, and then that thing that haunts us this season of not managing the game well was sort of evident. And we let Stellenbosch, attack us while we have that problem of being unable to string in those passes to manage the game. And then as much as we tend to find those penetrative passes, but then fortunately we had players that didn't have that Silas syndrome of being a runaway train, and then suddenly the ball goes to Rosie. I know. So I think better performance, but as time goes.
Mara, isn't that's what's needed? Because Coach how we'd say, he could play at the mid-block and transition and win games that way. Or he could just play this attractive thing that he's chasing. How do you feel about that statement he made? And is it going to be a season of up and downs then?
You know what? I think one thing I respected Nabi is that he was being realistic from the start. He sort of reminded me of Bruce after the first year to say, hey guys, whatever you're expecting, lower those expectations because we are not where we're supposed to be. But obviously we have to, we have to build from what we have. So what I can say is that I think this season, trying to put together the ingredients for him to cook, I think he's gonna go through games where he's gonna use that tactic where, okay, let me use the effective one to at least get us the results that we need for the time being.
Okay. How did you feel about Cross getting taken off, getting emotional on the side?
You know what? With Cross, it's unfortunate. These things happen in football, and maybe for whatever he's going through, it was just unfortunate. And you know what? Yes, you'd get emotional if Nona, let's say, that you're going through and stuff like that. So I don't blame him, but at the same time, it's football.
Do you think we're targeting him? Is he becoming the scapegoat?
I don't think so. I don't think so. As much as we can say that the first goal can be put blame on him, there is some form of blame, but if he feels targeted, then I think he shouldn't take it that way. He should just keep his head up and keep pushing. Yes, we understand he's not the quality we want, but to me, I see him as a solid player. He's not really a starter, but he's a solid player.
Okay. Hey, no, Stereophonic, Kimo. Look, let me leave you. Uje Joy. Hey, I want to pay to a now, but These in the comments talking about the derby tickets. The derby tickets are available. 100 rand.
Okay, shop, OT.
Thank you. Let me bring in Ubongs. Bongs! Hey, 3 points. How does 3 points feel the day after, man?
Nah, 3 points in the bag. Willow when I carry it. Get Chiefs you have for you.
Yeah. Or
get up and down. Up and down, Yana. Win, lose. But, sure. Something keep going in the top position. But if we finish go number 4, it will be bonus for all. But game your mobile on taking a problem left back. So you have to understand. Should we trust Cross or should we play Mashiani or should we find a developmental player at and left back or should we go to the transfer and buy?
Or play Kimang Bitokwe.
Yeah.
So between those options, I feel like it's a system problem, not a player problem. Mara, that's just me.
System but implementation, I think you're not a problem. But so far, I want to progress and don't regret the losses. But yesterday, I wanted something different from Kaizer Chiefs. I still feel happy Duba should still play as a striker because Habapal as a striker, Rabona for he's getting the goals that we need. And Oba Betiro Fetale Ashley because Ashley and a game you high good to see. A carry of Chanta Bapale 24 Camaradi Palo man. As a player, I can't trust because Muto created the chance after chance after chance. Then there comes Chipabairo, Lena. How more for the chance what is saying? Then there's the other one called Saile. Saile no West. We must just get rid of Saile. Because Saile is telling links. Because Duval yesterday, unkiller responsibility has 2 goals, so I refer 3 points. The match needed 3 points, in 5th position. At least the likes of Pirates and Sundowns. Hey, Chiefs is coming now. Chiefs is coming. Nentebare Chiefs will be relegated. I know. Number 5, they are looking good. Chiefs will not die. Chiefs will not be relegated.
Jolly Bongs, tell me, was it a case of Nebi winning this game, or is it a case that Stellenbosch 6 games, we've won 5 of them? Which one is it?
Is it a case of Nabi winning this game because Nabi needed to win this game because only under pressure, fans were gunning for his head saying Nabi must go and some saying that some of the players must go. So Nabi needed to win this game. Also happened but I may never honor the fact that Chiefs was having a birthday the day before, so they needed to win. Because if they lost in the day when the birthday, you know those black and white ones, those ones who wear pajamas. Never
Yeah.
Coco Melon, let Galan says him, they were gonna gun for us.
Yeah.
They are always gunning for us, those ones. They want us relegated. So it was a must win this game.
Okay.
At least we got the 3 points. I'm happy. We are moving forward. We need to win the next game against Golden Arrows.
Okay, Bongs. For now, let me bring in Vusi.
Othi kunjani?
Amangimnandi man Vusi 2-1 win, 3 points.
Othi ithi ngibingelele kuma comment ngibingelele everyone. Othi first
Qhubeka lapho Vusi.
yeah. First of all, I just want to pose a question kuma comments and everyone.
Yeah.
How long does it take for a team to warm up? That's my question.
Yeah.
Why am I saying that? I look at the situation here, the Gross situation. Gross was substituted because he wasn't ready. Even that chance that he got, he should have finished that chance. Thank you, Buhlale. 20 minutes. You know why? 20 minutes to 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know why I'm saying that? I was at the stadium. When I got to the stadium, it was, I think it was 6:30 or something. 10 to 7, Stellenbosch were out, warming up. 10 past, I'm telling you, OT, 7 past 7, I looked at my time. Chiefs came out of the dressing room to warm up. Now, you tell me, between those two teams, who was ready for the game, to kickstart the game? Now, that's the small thing that we don't look at. And that's the problem, that every time when we come to the panel here, we say, but Chiefs didn't play well first half. So that's the problem that I saw yesterday, that we take time to warm up. We don't take time to warm up. Even if Dupree's injured, that's the problem. Because I said to someone, I said, our players didn't even feel the pitch. They don't know which stars to use on that pitch.
Yeah.
And then what happened to Patrice? We let I twisted her shoulder. And I said I said, we didn't have enough time. Stellenbosch, they were warming up, I think 20 to 25 minutes. They felt it pitched, half of the pitch, they felt it, okay, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And okay, coming back to the game, I think why, again, we substituted Gross. I think Stellenbosch were clever to say he was a target. Because if you look at Titus, he's got speed. So they pushed Titus to that side, and then they overload the Gross side. That's where the game came from. The goal came from. So they overloaded that side, making sure that they put him under pressure. You understand? So that, I think that was the problem. That's why it's not like he played bad. Because if he played bad, if he had to score that goal, today we will be celebrating the chance that he got. We will be celebrating Gross. But because he came out early, now we are saying, no, he's a bad player. He's not. And OT...
Before we move on, I just wanted to ask you about that Cross thing. I mean, the Cross was on the pitch, but we still had the Tlokwe, Miguel, Gottlieb, Blom. Was it really him per se, or is it just that we look at him more? Because if we look at that left-hand side, even when it's a Potsani playing there, or a Duba, or a Cirino, we still have the same issue. Or should we not look also a little bit back to what Linabo and Libodi talk about their general communication as well?
Yeah, it boils down. It starts from the goalkeeper, OT. It starts from Bruce and comes to the two center halves. I think Miguel can do it. He can communicate. But I think because he's still new in the system, he's still new in the team, he doesn't want to take out his true colors to the players. But you can see that he's a type of a player that goes to you and tell you, hey, my man, you didn't do your job, just do this. And I see someone is like, we started with 2 left backs. No, I think the formation was 3 at the back yesterday. I think the 2 Blom and Gross were supposed to be playing
Wing
left
backs.
half, and the wing backs. So if in that formation, I like it, OT. But can we have Dudley playing as a left, and then we have if we have those players playing there, I think we can get our team right. Because if Mteto can keep that performance of yesterday, mind me, we've got something to build on. I'm not saying we are ready. We are far from the Sundowns, from the Pirates.
Yeah.
We are still far, mind me. We are still far from those 2 teams. But the performance will grow as we win games. The confidence will grow. You can't just have confidence in one game, but you need to play games and you need to play regularly. This thing of playing once a year, it doesn't give us, it doesn't solve our problem.
Okay. No, Vusi, thank you so much. Let me bring in Ongam. Ongam, welcome to the show. How are you?
How are you, T?
Me? Ngimnandi.
Yeah, we are the happy people. Abanye the other happy people are like happy. But OT, I'm absolutely happy now, OT. Coming to the game and OT, you know what makes me happy about how Coach Nabi blends his team. He is not predictable in terms of the play and the structure. From the start of the season, I think in Kaizer Chiefs I've seen a 4-4-2 structure, a 4-4-2, a 4-2-3-1, a 3-5-2, and also a 3-4-3. Coming to a yesterday game, I think our plan was a 3-4-3 game approach, but I think the problem of Cross, he was dropping too deep. He was not giving De Klerk enough space to cover up that left back. Sometimes it gave Stellenbosch much of time to put more pressure and also get some opportunities in that side. But the plan was planning to play a 4-3-3 and have Cross to overlap and also Blom to overlap, because into the start of first 8 minutes, Cross was in a far close to the touch line. He was that player playing for an outlet. You play 1-2, you're an outlet. We are playing out, you are going up until to the front line. Then you make some combination with Mtutuzi Shabalala. Then you play with this player, which is Wandile Tuba. And then you create some goal scoring opportunities. And then even if we were pressing, the front three, which is Mtutuzi Shabalala and also Wandile Tuba and Ashley Dupreez, were pressing as a front three, and also Yusuf Mart and Mtet were also joining, making sure that Adams and Nduli are not receiving the ball. So according to the approach of the game, we won a lot of balls, but I still have a concern in our team. When we win the ball, we lose the ball cheaply. I feel like we still need someone that can say, I can hold the ball just for few minutes in the midfielder and hold the ball and make sure that I don't rush the pass, that forward pass, and just not being selfish, but saying, guys, I know you are running, but I will hold the ball and search that available pass. That is very important. For now, I think we still need that player in our midfielder that will not rush the pass, will hold up the play and say, guys, I see that we are running, we are moving the ball the right way, but I'll be selfish enough and say I'll hold the play in the midfielder. We'll have Umteda that will protect the defense. Then we'll have that player that will say, I'll hold up the play, I'll control the game, I'll control the right pass that will go forward. So we're still lacking that element in our team.
Do we have a player that could probably do that? I mean, if you look at Tanzani, Zwane, do you feel as though we have somebody who could maybe play that role, even Ganane for now?
As for Uzwane, Zwane is too casual. At this moment, we need someone that is press resistant, someone that can resist the pressure and go out on a pressure. Because I need a player that will be close to Umthetwa, that will say, I will not run too much. I will be closer than Umthetwa. But as I'm closer than Umthetwa, I will be here to say, I know you are running forward, Mtutuzi. I know you are running forward. Every player that is running forward, but I will be selfish enough to hold the play and see the right pass going forward. So we still need that player. But
Can I throw a random name out there? Can I give you a random name?
Yes.
Do you think Umfundo could do that?
Not too deep. We need Mfundo to be there to create that goal scoring opportunity. I think for now we need to check how Matlow can react. I think the coach, when he introduced him, Matlow, he introduced him as for a replacement of Umart. I think they see that thing that they can try George Matlow in that place. I need to see him more in the next coming games if he can do that thing of a hold-up play, because we are losing a lot of balls, OT. Honestly, the thing that I've observed in our team, we are losing a lot of ball in our midfield. If we can control that thing of losing a lot of balls and have that press resistant, we can be a dangerous team going forward, because we have good attackers, but we miss some opportunities because we are rushing everything. We are rushing everything because everything is starting from Umar and Umthetwa. They are always under pressure. There's no one that can say, I'll hold up the play. I'll be selfish enough to identify the right pass going forward.
Okay. No, Ongama, for time, I'm going to jump in. Guys, Kupari gift, guys. Kupari gift. Thank you to Ray 19. Thank you to Trey. Thank you to Papa Khosi. Thank you to Ulebza. Thank you to Sebo Alikosi. Kiki Sebo Alikosi. Hey, it's not showing the whole name. Marasebe, thank you so much for the gifts that side. Okay, we're going into the final panel. We're still going to be speaking Chiefs. We are just rushing a little bit because I had a bit of a technology problem earlier on. So let me see. We'll start off with Nick and then we'll see how people jump on as we go along. Nick, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, my brother. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me about this game.
It was a good game. I don't want to lie to you. What I'm happy with is to see some of the players cracking out of their shell. Because somebody else would say abadlali be-Chiefs bayakwazi ukudlala. It's just that they need that mentality of a coach that is able to crack players out of their comfort zone. So I think abadlali, they played very well. Not forgetting ukuthi Wandile Duba was one of the very promising strikers for Kaizer Chiefs, and then all of a sudden he was not scoring. He was not like finding himself comfortable around that 18 area. But like yesterday, coming out to score that brace, it showed something about our players with Kaizer Chiefs. Like I used to say, one of the very difficult tasks is to be a manager. I know like somebody thinks to be a manager it's very easy. How do you approach your players? How do you take care of your players? Somebody would say you need to be autocratic or you need to be strict on the players to be able to take out the best out of them, and somebody would say you need to be a very motivational manager to take out the best of the players. But I think each Chiefs, they need that element, somebody who's going to be able to take out the best out of the players. To beat a team like Stellenbosch, it's not pap. The boys, they showed that they can do it. It's just that they are still like in their shell. They need somebody who's gonna take out like the best out of them. So they played very well.
Can I ask, Nick, is it a shell, or is it maybe that they're not played in the positions they're meant to be played in? Because if you look at Uduba, for most of the time he finds himself out on the wing. And the one time that he can run centrally and get in behind, he goes to score. You look at Abo Cross and all of the other players who are maybe playing uncomfortable positions for themselves. How much of it comes down to the systems that the coach has chosen to use?
Like, according to myself, I would say it is a shell, because I think it's not a key factor where is the coach playing you. If ever you are playing in a professional level, you can be able to adapt in any pressure you are you are put into. So like, for instance, to see Blom playing number 2, it was one of the very key factors. That's why I'm saying it is the shell, because looking at that player is gifted. Angazi ukuthi what is happening whenever he's in the pitch. Going to Mashiane can play. Ngiyakhumbula bedlala kwi-CAF. They did very well. Those players, they can play. It's just that they need somebody who's going to take out that very best out of them. So ngicabanga ukuthi that's the only missing factor at Kaizer Chiefs.
Okay, Nick, thank you so much. Let me bring in Khola. Khola, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, LT, man. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Ne?
No problem. Today I give opportunities with a smile because Chiefs won 2-1. What do you think?
First of all, let me say congratulations. Just a second.
Okay, no, Khola, what I'll do, Khola, I'll come back. Let me bring in Forbidden. Forbidden, welcome to the show. How are you? I'll come back. Let me bring in
my brother. How are you?
I'm good, Forbidden. Tell me about this game that Chiefs won 2-1. Khola, I'll come back to you.
That's it. You know, if you I know it was hard because you were watching the games, multiple games, but if you paid attention to the chat box during the game, one of the things I said was, guys, we need to be realistic. Yazi, I wish we can find a pill at some pharmacy that will offer us patience as abalandi.
Yeah.
You know, it's very painful because what we do is we apply unnecessary pressure to the management of the team, to the management of the players and the players themselves, where you find Uguti, as much as they may try to adapt to whatever the technical team is coming with, they also need to also deal with us on social media, hammering them every time they underperform or they don't perform as well as we do. There are a few elements that I want us to touch on. Number one, Bafethu, it's high time we really realize, Uguti, some of the things that keep taking us back as the Kaizer Chiefs is that we are chopping and changing abadlali, we are chopping and changing the management as well. Look at something here. We find nowadays a Kaizer Chiefs team that has no player that has more than 7 years playing in the team. And even if now you've got a combination of brand new players that come from their individual teams, their individual countries, their individual influences. You get young players that are only coming from the NFD, and you've got no backbone of players that have been playing in the team for a long time. Add on to that a brand new coach. Do you think, Uguti, we have that privilege of being impatient as a Kaizer Chiefs? Guys, let's be realistic. These guys are going to have inconsistent performances right now because everything is absolutely new. There's nothing that is old in this team.
Yeah.
Now, what I noticed yesterday was that we are no longer talking about players that need to be brought in. We are not talking about players that have been bought. We are more talking about young players that are saying, look, we are tired of this because they have been in the team longest, actually, when you look at, although they are young. They are saying, look, let us put our hands up and actually do the dirty work. These guys came back from a 1-0 score. And these young players are the ones that were able to carry the team and push because of grit, not because of tactics and everything else, but because of grit. You understand anything? Sure. These people have a passion for this team. Now, if we are unable as supporters to realize the dynamics that are holding this team back and say, look, let's really give them an opportunity and really just grind our teeth when they are not performing well, but really assess what the problems are and assess whether the technical team is actually doing what they need to do, then we will get somewhere. Because I'm telling you now, to restart again is a problem. As I conclude, the last time I came into a live, I think it was about 2 years ago, and I counted a number of players that were brilliant when they came to Kaizer Chiefs, and they flopped when they got here. And I told you, look, guys, this thing has nothing to do with the players. It has nothing to do with the technical team as well. It has to do with the fact that we have been inconsistent in having a consistent team for the past 10 years. We've been chopping and changing since Kompela up until now. If we don't stop that, then nothing will change. And also the understanding that this change will not come over a matter of 3, 5, 10 games, one season. This is something that will have to grind our teeth for a minimum of 3 seasons, which is something that we have not been able to do for the past 10 years.
Can I just ask on that point? So what responsibilities do the coaches and the players have towards us? Because I've heard Ukosh Nabi coming out and saying that, no, I could win games. I could come out, put up a mid-block and go win games. But it's about big teams have to play attractive football. And that's what he wants to do. Can we look at him also and say, but Coach Nabi, if we're going to give you the 2-3 years, why don't you lay a foundation and maybe do the ugly things and allow the players to grow in confidence even through the ugly things, and then maybe next season, now where then you can start doing these things? Is there a level of impatience from the technical team and even the players also?
To be quite fair with you, my man, I'll ask a question to answer your question before I answer. Are they actually playing attractive football?
No.
Let's be fair. You find Uguti right now, the coach is at a loss for words, and sometimes when you're under the pressure of having to answer at that particular time, you will come up with whatever needs to be said in order to justify what is happening. But the things that he actually wants to say, he actually said, this guy, at the beginning of the season, he did say, Uguti, guys, I'm not a miracle worker. He did say, Uguti, right now, I am not going to depress these guys by coming in here and saying, Guti, I want Abantu Abatize. Let me work with what I have, which is something that Gavin Hunt also did. You understand? Right now, it's an assessment period for him to assess which system works. Do we play a high block? Do we play a high line? Do we play a low block? What actually works, especially with also the personnel that you have? Because right now, I don't think they're playing a high block. What is actually happening is that there's no technical discipline from Amalon, Ama defenders. There's absolutely no technical discipline to understand. Look, if I am going to be pressing up, I'm pressing high to go and assist in the offensive. I need to understand, Uguti, my counterpart needs to at least stay behind to actually add bodies to the back. You understand? Yeah. Because right now, what is happening is that you've got your wide backs that are pressing up, only leaving 2 players. At some point yesterday's game, we had a what was it? I think it was a 2 versus 1 situation where Stellenbosch was attacking. Why is that? It's not because of the pressing. I can tell you now, it's because of the lack of tactical discipline. You understand?
So do we look at the coach then and say, but things like that, can't they fall towards the coach? That Mara coach, you have to get them into line.
They do partially. I'll tell you something. The coach can do whatever he wants to do. Look at the most decisive thing that he did yesterday, taking off Ukros at that time. You understand? Understanding what the situation is and saying, look, I'm going to be decisive now. This guy needs to come off for reason 1, 2, and 3. That is coaching. And is the fact that when Ukros came out, he was devastated. Who were the ones that were supporting him? Who are the ones that they were trying to make him understand? Look, Baba, this thing is not about you right now. We need to do what the team actually needs, and you need to understand that it's a bad game, it's not a bad career. You understand? Those things show Guti, we've got a coach in Nabi. Unfortunately, the results might not be showing it right now, but I'm telling you, patience would pay dividends, because there's something else footing for Nugesh. Guys, it's high time we realize, if we say Coach Nabi is a brilliant coach and he's got a pedigree behind him, he's not a bad coach who may say like with Chiefs. You understand? The same thing that we've been doing to the players, we are now doing to the coaches. When we had the Manyama, who was the player of the season, he came to Kaizer Chiefs, he underperformed and you said he was a bad player. Since when? We've got a Dupri who was knocking goals left, right, and center. We've got Ushivo Vero, who was the same way. When they come here, they underperform. But we need to ask ourselves, if really we were as patient as we were, to allow them to really adapt to the system that we would be paying. And mind you, the system that we are playing is also under construction. So what miracles do you guys actually want, guys? Let's be honest. You know, we are
For
not
time,
being fair.
for time, we're gonna jump in. Let me bring in Butali. Just for time, let me bring in Butali. Butali, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello, T.
I'm good, Butali. I want you to do two things. Tell me about the game, but I want you to respond maybe to what Forbidden was saying there, because I think he made some good points.
Yeah, I know. Credit to Coach Nabi, because I feel like today he realized there was a problem, and he came today and he changed the system. We played a system that we've really never seen before. He came in. Oh, did you hurt yourself there?
Yeah, no, it's my foot. Yeah.
Okay. We played a 3-4-3 today. I was questioning the lineup, and rightfully so, because I don't think you can play Cross as a full. I don't think he has the energy and the stamina to play that full flank, to give him the responsibility of that full flank, as well as Blom. But he kind of surprised me because he played, quite well. But I have a problem with also our game management. I think that's where leadership steps in. I don't think we have a good leadership system. Mart, I think he's a good leader, but his confidence has been struck in a way, because of the Kaizer Chiefs politics. The fans outside the field and stuff. But yeah, I think the club needs a good leadership system, and also, man, we just need to get points, and getting points might not be the way that Nabi wants to play. You might have to play dirty and make it ugly. Get the whole team behind the ball, play on the counter. Play where Dupreez is getting released. And I think Nabi, I don't think he has a good influence around him. I don't think he actually knows these players, because in 10 games he didn't figure out which is Duba's best position. And also, I think with Mdu as well, I don't think Mdu is a 10 at this high level. When he was in the DDC, I wasn't watching much of the DDC, but I think in the DDC he was playing as a winger, but not a winger straight, as a half
As
winger,
a forward,
kind
so
of a
yeah.
half. Yeah, just like a wing forward, so like a half winger, half 10. Lindo Pep said this, and I actually really agree, because in that cheaper game, you saw that he was coming from that winger position, dribbling inside. I don't think he's a 10 where you kind of giving him a free role, and he's like the mastermind behind those decisions of transitioning from the defense or the midfield into attack. I don't think, with all due respect, he's intelligent. He has the football intelligence to do that. I think he's kind of a dribbling wizard coming inside. But yeah, so I don't think, I think having two assistant coaches of Cedric Kaze and Ben Youssef, no. He has to have a South African with him. If we kept 10-111, Arthur Zwane as that first assistant coach, it would be a bit weird, because it'd be demoted from head coach. But I think that would be a really good addition, because then he gives you that, because he knows these players. He's been with these players for a long time, especially the DDC players, and he knows the perfect styles to play them and positions to play them. So yeah, I just think they have to
Can I ask? can I ask, do you think that Coach Nebi is being a little bit stubborn, and that maybe on his side as well there needs to be some give? You are mentioning what you're speaking about now in terms of maybe what he wants to do or how he wants to play players. Do you think that maybe man honorable stubborn anymore?
Yeah, no, right. Yeah, it's a combination of both, because I don't know what he sees of Duba on that left hand side, but maybe Duba on the wing, it's his type of profile, the profile that he wants to play with. But we can see, or no, man, this guy is not a winger. He doesn't have the brains of a winger. You can see that this guy from development, he's been developed as a striker. I mean, what I saw yesterday was brilliant. That run, when he bends his run, that's stuff that was developed. That's a natural striker type of move. But I think, yeah, it is a bit of stubbornness, and he has to be criticized for that, because you can't just come to the club and implement your system straight away. You have to do the groundwork. I think I don't want him to go. Like, when I say that, I don't want him to go, and he can stay for the majority. But a coach that knows how to, you said this as well, a coach that knows how to pick us up from ground and then build that foundation, and then Nabi comes when we have that foundation. I think that would be the perfect situation for everyone, for the club. It's a win-win situation. But yeah, man, it is a bit of stubbornness. I agree.
Okay, for time's sake, I'm gonna go to Kola. Kola, are you with me? Sokran.
The crane.
Yeah, Kubega. What were you saying, my brother?
First of all, let me congratulate Makhosi for the win yesterday. As a song. Secondly, this is a Kaizer Chiefs as a team. Kaizer Chiefs is very unfortunate. It's the most unfortunate team. In terms of their support is becoming their problem, because they've got the majority of supporters, but they become the problem to them sometimes, because these players, if you can even start with the goalkeeper, that goalkeeper you got him from Vets.
Oh, okay.
You could say that is a good. No. The one that you got it from Vets. You see that these goalkeepers, all of them, they are good goalkeepers. It's just that the stage is big for them. So how are they going to be able to handle that pressure? It's when they develop there, meaning you give them a chance. Like, for instance, it's very disappointing when you hear Kaizer Chiefs supporters saying whatever that they are saying about Cross now. For that 20 minutes performance, you understand, all of a sudden you already know that he is not a good player, he's a bad player for Kaizer Chiefs, of which some of us, we did watch the guy. He was playing for Maritzburg United, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was playing for Maritzburg United.
Wasn't it?
The guy has qualities. It was Maritzburg before Golden Arrows.
Okay.
Before Maritzburg, yeah, it was Maritzburg United. Then Golden Arrows, and then he even got a call up from the national team, because the guy has what it takes to play. But for me, in terms of creativity, I really doubt him. I think it's just a defender. To me, it's just a defender that can play a left back as a defender, not to expect a lot to venture forward. So the only thing that we need now, we are hoping that Kaizer Chiefs is going to do, is to be patient with the players. Like, for instance, if I can just have a chance to have a word with the coach, he must stop this thing of always saying, I need players, whereas there are people here. You understand? It's like these people are not important. The only thing that he has to do is to instill confidence to these players. These players, the players like Mdu, they are equal to the Mofokengs. They are equal to all of the players. It's just that they need that opportunity. They need the supporters to believe in them and give them a chance, and the coach need to motivate them. The only thing that he need to do the most is to motivate. He just need to motivate them. They're gonna make mistakes, and then the fans, they need to understand that the other problem that is killing Kaizer Chiefs is people are rating it based on the level of Orlando Pirates and Sundowns, of which it is not there. So that means it puts a lot of pressure because they look at that level, of which they are really not there yet. You understand? But the only thing that they can do is to build towards that. You understand? With these players. And then the other mistake that Kaizer Chiefs has been making is this thing. When they want to sign players, they get rid of the players. That means there's no continuity. It's very, very, very not right for you to expect that Kaizer Chiefs is going to compete in the competition at the level of Mamelodi Sundowns if they're going to take a fringe player of Mamelodi Sundowns as their starter. This is the problem. First of all, to be consistent with the players that we have there, you have to integrate the players that are coming from outside to the team that has already been there. That is consistency. And then now, the other thing, the management, please have mercy on the coaches. Have mercy on this coach. Allow this coach to finish his contract, at least. Trust me, even if he didn't make it, but the coach that is going to get, he's going to get a right foundation. You can make an example of the coach of Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates coach didn't change when he got there, but there was a foundation that was made by Nxikas and Fatlu Davids. He continued to that, and then now and then he started to implement his own thing, just to tweak here and there. There's nothing much. You cannot really tell me what is Revero's Nasika philosophy, but he just tweaked there and motivate players, and then he got the results. So that is the only thing that I think the Kaizer Chiefs is struggling with at the present moment. It's inconsistency and lack of patience. That's the only thing. No, but I'm very grateful, and I know that Kaizer Chiefs is going to win the next game against Pirates. Thank you very much.
Big words to end off. Thank you, Tola. I'm very happy about the 3 points. 3 points that comes anyhow is 3 points at the end of the day. Here's the only thing. The only thing I push back on. Again, I always speak about this, but we're always blaming the fans and all of that, which is fine. It's true. We make a lot of noise and all of that stuff. But I think my question comes from a comment that was made by Coach Nabi himself, where he said that, I could play mid-block. I could release people on transition or counter-attack, 2 guys counter-attack. I could win a lot of games. But big teams and big brands need to play create attractive football. And I think, to me, it made me realize that he's being a little bit stubborn. When a team is in a free fall, guys, you need to stabilize. The first thing you need to do is stabilize. That's the biggest thing. And sometimes stabilization means that, guys, we're going to play ugly for now so that we can get some results. Once we've gotten those results, you know what happens when results happen? Do you see how happy I was yesterday and how happy a lot of Chiefs fans in the comments are? It steadies the ship. It allows you time. I will always say that time is the problem with Kaizer Chiefs. It's not anything else. And if you don't manage time, do you know what the difference of coaching Kaizer Chiefs is? And I've said this before. Not only do you have to look at the players, your technical team, the management, you also have to manage media and perception. And I think what Ucoach should have done was to say, guys, I see that you guys are not the quality. We've had enough games now where I see that maybe you're not the quality or you're not the type of players that I want in my team. But let me go out and just build a foundation. Just put it on, and that would automatically buy you time when the fans are not shouting. But if the fans are seeing inconsistencies, nathi sizoba inconsistent, nama players zoba inconsistent. I think at any team, a loss is a loss, guys. It'll still hit you a little bit. So I was a little bit worried when Coach Nabi said that. That particular coach is the one that caught me offside, and I was like, "Hi man, Mara, coach, truly you are aware of all of these things." Number one. Number two, I think we are making Cross a sacrificial lamb. And I think Coach bought into making Ukros the sacrificial lamb. I don't think Cross had a bad game. I don't think Cross has had bad games for Chiefs. I've explained the left back thing over and over and over again. We don't have wingers that track back to cover the left back. So it means that the left back must jump. Then the center back jump, and then the other center back jumps, and there goes your defense. It's not a new thing. It's not something that comes from now. We've had that problem since Bokadoso. But if really the 30-minute sub was to make a statement, that's not the player you make a statement with. Want to make a real statement that now you're changing things and you're seeing something. How about we see Miguel come off? How about we see Mart come off? How about we see some of the players that are the favorite players be the ones that if it's about making a statement, that's who you look at. And even us outside would go, you? And maybe the players as well. Mara, to take out the guy, you saw he's crying on the bench. Whether you want to speak about it, he's crying on the bench. Because he's the target now. And he's been the target, if we're being honest, for a while. He just came back from injury. Most of the players that were playing, most of the games we're playing were not with Cross. He just came back now. So that's why, Kere, there's things, man. But I guess what I'm happy about is that he's changing his tune. I'm happy that he's also realizing that he needs to change some things. I'm happy that we made different mistakes in that game. I've always liked the back three, but even that back three was only brought about because of that Polokwane game. But anyway, we're not going into that. But I like the idea of the back three, but the problem still remains the same. If you don't have cover for those players, Titus was running in so many times on that same side that has been a problem for the whole season. That's why I start looking at the coaches. That's why I start saying, hey, Mara, coach, I hear you about your players and not all of that stuff. Mara, can you do something to plug that hole? Last thing that I want to end up on is, guys, I don't know. Maybe I watch a lot of Bo Pirates and a lot of other teams. Sometimes, guys, just play the players to their strengths. If Dubai is a striker, let him be a striker. If Dupreez is fast and we all know that he used to score getting in behind defenses, let's play the ball in behind defenses. If you have a midfield, if you have a left back that is a left back, let him be a left back. Don't try making a left wing back. Like, there's so many things across that Chiefs team where it's like, guys, if you could just common sense the team now and say, okay, this is what you are. I could wish for you to be something else, but I need you to be what you are right now. You would see Duba scoring more goals like the one he scored. You'd probably see Dupree scoring more of those goals. But can we, that's why I'm like, I think sometimes the coaches as well have to meet halfway and say, okay, guys, if we're really building for 3 years, let's set a foundation of results and set a foundation of dumbing down the game so that these players that maybe I don't like will understand what I want them to do. And they will just get us those results. Then when comes time, I'll bring in the players that I want to bring in and I'll play the football that I want to. But there has to be an awareness of where Chiefs... I always speak of an awareness where Chiefs is. And I think us as fans keep getting reminded. But I don't think management, the players, the technical team also get reminded. That quote was the one. That quote really caught me offside because I was like, I thought he was battling and struggling with the team. He knows what he needs to do. It's just that over stubborn. And again, time. Stubborn at Chiefs. Time is going to catch up to you. You don't have as much time as you think you do. You don't have enough time to smile and say nice things and do all of that stuff. Once the results start turning, that team becomes a pressure cooker. The fans, it's a pressure cooker. So if you can just take some games, just win the games, man. Just go on a run of 5 games. 5 games won. Get everybody back on side. Even if it's ugly, even if it's whatever, just get everybody back on side. Then you'll have the impetus to go forward. Then the players might trust you a little bit more because they're not getting pressure from outside. The fans might trust you a little bit more because at least, man, on Thursday when I come to OT's show, I can say that I got 3 points. on paper. 9. That's when you'll see everything calm down. So it's a balancing act. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. Lindo's show is starting now at Lindo Pep. So head on over there at Lindo Pep. The TTB show is starting right now. Guys, Monday to Thursday, 7 p.m. I'm here. If Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, Banyana, Bafana are playing, we will be here also doing our watch-alongs. And also just, guys, support the content. I've got content on my YouTube channel that I try to drop almost every day. I've got a podcast. I've got different things, match reviews and things like that. If you want my true thoughts about things. And then there's another channel, 3-Man Press, which is me, Football Telefang. I saw him in the comments now. Lindo, we've got a YouTube channel that we've started now. We're growing very quickly. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. We dropped an episode yesterday. Please get on over that side and watch the episode. We have some interesting conversations there as well. And it's nice to have 3 different perspectives speaking about things, which is a very important thing. Guys, it's been incredible. I'll see you then on Saturday. Bye, everyone.